Ingrid, welcome. I'm delighted to have you here today. And for those who don't know you, because I just assume everybody knows Ingrid Graham, for those who don't know you, who are you, where are you from, and what are you doing?
So I am from Banbridge. I'm mother of two, married, 3 cats, 1 dog, loving life. And so I do nails. I'm in the beauty industry and I'm a nail technician. I work for Biosculpture and they're based in London, one of the oldest reputable brands in the world actually. And I got into nails about 14 years ago now, and it was completely just on a whim. I had Rory, my son, and I was like, what can I do? I worked in the jewellery trade. I worked in London's. And I loved working in there. It was just amazing. All the diamonds and all the lovely clients customers that used to come in. And it was a really lovely place to work. And I have to say, out of everywhere I've worked, that probably was one of the best. The Mr. Lum was so good to his staff. And I'll say that to this day. It was a great place. But I just needed to do something for myself. I was on maternity. We didn't have a lot of money. We lived in Johnny's dad's little house in Newry. And I started doing nails. And I remember using my maternity pay. I had like 60 quid in my account. Oh, buy gel polish, as you do. Zero bank account balance. I was like, no, this is gonna be worth it. This is, and it turns out it was most definitely worth it. And I always had the support of Johnny, and my family and his family are great, you know. So I was able to really work around Rory, and I used to put him in the pram and go around Hill Street in Newry. And if you know Newry, it's one of the wee main shopping streets, and give out my wee card to people. I did it the old fashioned way, you know. I did have a little Facebook page, but I wasn't really into all of that at the time. We were talking 14 years ago, that wasn't really big then. And then I used to go around people's houses and drop the wee cards through the doors and just try and get some business. I charged £6 for gel polish.
Oh, no. Where were you buying your stuff?
It was actually gelish as well. It was really expensive. Yeah, so I charged £6 for gel polish, and then I went back to work in London's. And I just thought, no, I really love doing nails. And then it all came to a head. I'd suffered postnatal depression. That was a real bad time. You know, my body was different. I wasn't as fit as what I am now. I'm all into my gym now and my fitness, and I feel myself properly now. So it was, I would say, looking back, it was a complete, I don't want to say the word mess, but just not who I am, not me. Yeah. And that's quite hard to get your head around when you've been so free growing up. I lived by myself. I was independent. To having this gorgeous little boy, and all of a sudden my whole life was completely turned upside down. And it was me and him all the time, and so I really wanted to do something for him. You know, I didn't want to work on minimum wage. I didn't want to be told, you can't have holidays here, you can't go there, you can't have that day off. I'm not good with people telling me what to do at the best of times, so I knew this was right for me to do it. And then I had this lovely customer. She was the owner of Argento, Fiona, and she offered me a job. So I sold her a watch in London. She offered me a job, and she gave me that little freedom that I needed. And then I built up my little business, and I got quite a lovely bunch of clients, and some of them actually I still have 14 years on. And then it just literally grew. And we're at the kitchen table, the crack was 90. I was obsessed with buying polishes and learning and growing, but never did a course for the first 3 years. Kind of winged it, University of YouTube. But I had such a passion for it. And I think passion drives you on, that you want to learn. And then eventually I did go on a course, and then it just exploded. It really did. I got such a hunger for it. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else now. I have the most amazing clients that, you know, you work in this industry, they lift you up, you lift them up. You are their ear, they're your ear. And whatever talked about in our wee cabin stays in our wee cabin. And it's a safe place for women as well. I've had a lot of experience over the years with talking to people and listening and giving advice and taking advice. But this industry is phenomenal for women's confidence. Absolutely. This industry gives so much back. It's not just about getting your nails done or your lashes done or your tan done. This makes women and men, because I do have a man client, this makes them feel put together. It is amazing, that little.
It's such a huge industry, and I think we all, like I worked full time in the office, and I went and done a lash course about 10 years ago when it wasn't really a thing back then, and it just grew and grew, and same story. And I think for anybody who's in that 9 to 5 right now on a minimum wage, maybe has a young child, maybe not feeling good in themselves, like obviously we're telling them to go for it, because we're both sitting here today.
Why would you rob your youth or your time that you have? You've only got one life, not two, on doing something where you're miserable. You've no time for yourself. You're running, everyone else is running your day for you, and you're completely and utterly like broken and sad and tired of just doing the same thing all the time. So it's really a good thing to have an interest and a skill, because doing nails is a skill. It takes time to build. It's a wee bit like Christianity. When you become a Christian, it takes time to build a relationship with God. You know, it doesn't just happen, oh, I'm a Christian now, that's it, I believe in Jesus Christ. And no, because we all fall short of the grace of God. We all make mistakes, and we all have to learn that this is a lifelong thing. A bit like my nails, where I first started, it takes long time to build your confidence and your trust. And also the trust of your clients as well, you know. Absolutely. So doing nails to me is a bit like Christianity. It just takes so long to
journey.
It is a journey.
Never ending journey.
I know, and you'll fall, you'll pick yourself up, you'll make mistakes, you know, but it is so exciting in that respect.
And then you educate the nails as well.
Yes, so I teach for biosculpture. Now I've taught for a few companies before, and then I've done my own thing as well. But I have to say, biosculpture are just, I smile when I think about them. They are the best company. They look after you. They look after all of their students. Nothing is too much trouble. You just lift the phone. They're there for you. Everything is above board. This industry can be quite grey in some areas, where brands don't tell you the truth. You know, they cover up things, and it can be really disheartening when you've put so much effort into a brand and then they come out with, you know, the ingredients aren't right, or oh gosh, there's so much been happening recently in the nail industry. You know, people are getting allergies. Well, why are they getting allergies? Or lack of education in the nail industry. Whereas I have to say, biosculpture, they make all of their own products in South Africa. They've got their own team of chemists, and they are so passionate about nail health. And that's where I really focus my business on, is nail health. And what I'm actually putting on my clients' nails, yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but I truly believe in you get what you pay for. And there's clients for everybody. I've never once in this industry compared myself to anybody. I think that also robs you of moving forward. If you're constantly worrying about wee Jimmy down the road there, that's no good to anybody. You just use that energy and drive that forward. And who cares what she charges, or, you know, what services or what products he uses, and who cares if she's better than you? Doesn't matter. There's plenty of business for everybody. There really is.
And I totally agree with that. And I think in this industry, there is so much competition, and sometimes I can even feel it draining. You know, I've always said that, you know, you keep your eyes on your own path and keep moving forward. Don't worry about whoever's down the street. There could be 20 people in the town doing the same treatment, but that doesn't matter. But I mean, I think social media, it's difficult.
Yeah, sometimes. It can be cutthroat too. And, you know, a picture doesn't define the nail technician. You could have a beautiful set of nails, but I don't know what's under those gels. And people see, oh, I'm going to this girl down the street now, she's £10 cheaper than you, Ingrid, I'm just going to give her a go. I goes, that's all right, see you later. And then guess what?
There's a reason why it's £10 cheaper.
And they come back and go, I've taken an allergy, and I go, oh, here we go. You know, education is key. You need to educate your clients. They all know the drill now when they come to me, that they all know how to put their hand in the lamps properly. I know what products I'm using on them. Not everyone gets the same gel. So I have mastered that, but that's taken me a long time to do that, with the help and support of my peers in the industry. So we've got the likes of the Daily Nail official, Sam. Sam Cox is just, oh, she's amazing. And obviously biosculpture as well have helped me massively grow within this industry. You know, they've given me opportunities that I have only ever dreamt of. Getting to London, you know, 3-4 times a year, going to the Ned Hotel, the Mayfair Hotel, hosting all these amazing events and being part of that community. And I have to say, they have a great bunch of nail techs that absolutely love the brand. And it is all about the love for the brand. Yes, I use other brands, but not like biosculpture. It is just, it's in here. I love it.
And that's so refreshing to hear you just speak like that, because you are so passionate, and the industry needs more of that. I think it's definitely took a dip in the last couple of years because everybody wants to do it, but everybody's just sometimes in it for the money, and you kind of lose that, you know, the education side of it.
Yeah. And just talking about money as well. Yes, I have done very, very well. But prices can be a downfall for nail techs. You know, they don't have the confidence to know their worth, their skill set, their time. And in anything that you do in this industry, I think that the technician or the hairdresser or the lash technician or whatever your skill is, forget that your time, your education, your knowledge, your product is not based on your client's budget. And the pressure that clients sometimes put on these individuals because we're self-employed. I always think to myself, would you go into Tesco's and argue with Mr. Tesco about the price of that?
Can I PayPal you later?
Can I PayPal you later? No. Or like, they just forget to pay and you're like, hey, any chance you're paying me? Oh, I've had every situation that you can think of, but I know now, I've got it mastered now that very rarely happens now. And when they come to me, they know this is what I charge. I don't discuss, you know, I don't cheapen my service for anybody. Even my friends pay full price, which they should do because they should support you. And they know how hard you've worked. 14 years being a nail technician hasn't come easy. Yeah. We've been on this road of charging very little, being embarrassed about putting up your prices, and then everything else has got so expensive you have to put them up again. So for me, fear will hold you back, not just in the industry, but in anything that you do. If you're afraid of doing something because you want to do it, you're going to resent that. And that's something I have really grown and learnt over the last few years. Stop being afraid of doing what you want to do. You want to cut your hours to spend more time with your family? Just do it. You want to make more money? Put your price up. Because the way I see it is, if you put the price up and a couple of people leave you, 100%. Right? Yeah. Those people are paying more. That compensates. That covers for the ones that you've lost. Yeah. Therefore, you've got more time. Take yourself off for a walk, clear your head, work smarter, not harder, and stop letting everybody run your day. Yeah. Yeah?
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
I say that all the time. Love it.
Amen.
I was about to shout amen. Yeah. Not the time. So this then led us into COVID. So the beauty industry had a big hit around COVID. So tell me how that affected you. And I know during that time, because I started following you around that time, you went through a real difficult stage of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
So can we talk about that?
So during COVID, I just moved house from Newry to Banbridge. So I originally grew up in a little village called Canallan, which is just outside Banbridge. And so I felt like, oh, this was so exciting time for us. We worked really hard to get this house. I did loads of courses before we moved. And then 2 weeks in, lockdown hit. And it was like, oh my goodness. And everybody was panicking. How are we going to pay for our car and our bills and feed our kids? You know, so then I went online. So I set up a private Instagram account and I did videos, tutorials on how to do nail art and application. And Johnny, God help him, was my model. So I did all the nails on a man's hand. And he was like, oh. Okay. So at one point, Johnny had extensions on, he'd red nails on, loving life, you know. The postman came to the door one day and he lifted a parcel with these red nails.
what was getting to him too.
But I was loving it because we had a community of nail queens and they sent me all of their work. And like my skill set wouldn't be what it is now. So, you know, I can't believe that we did that over COVID. And it got me through COVID. I was able to, you know, decorate the house and paint the house and buy stuff for the kids and, you know, just really try to make the most out of the bad situation. The weather was amazing that year too, wasn't it?
We all had fresh gardens and
I had a hot tub.
I
found myself a wee hot tub. Love it. I was like, oh, this is great. But then it soon became apparent that there was a few individuals, and you're talking over, I think I had 12,000 followers at the time, 7 or 8 individuals, you know, and you're going to get it, that did not like you doing well. They didn't like that. And then the energy started to change, you know. I felt that there was something off. And I knew that other influencers were being trolled. And it became like really dark very quickly from being so happy and sharing all of this online, which I totally understand. When you put yourself online, you're fair game.
You're getting it.
You know, you need to be bulletproof to that, which I wasn't, because I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I never thought anything like that would really take effect. But what I have to remember is that this is not a me problem. This is not a me problem. But back then, when you're vulnerable and you didn't know what was going on, it was a you problem, because you thought, oh, what have I done wrong? Why did they not like me? But you soon realise that no matter what you do, what you say, what you wear, whatever, there's going to be a little hater club out there that don't like that just because it's you. Yeah. And you shouldn't take that personally, because that is going to eat you. And that's what happened to me. I let it get to me. And it might not have been a lot. Some of these other influencers got the most disgusting hate. I can't even believe I was sucked into reading it as well, because that was another issue. When you're constantly looking at bad stuff, it does affect your mental health. Yeah. But it was addictive. And then I was doing a cycle for Women's Aid. I tried to raise I think it was over $7,000 for Women's Aid. They were renovating the house in Newry. They have a lovely house there where the women go to. And we'd raised loads, and I did a cycle for Women's Aid on my bike. I did over 100-kilometre cycle, and like the night before, I got all these horrendous messages. Oh, did you see this, what they're saying about you? And I read them all the night before, like imagine. Already, like knowing it was there, didn't have an idea, you know, I had a thread now. That was it, it was fair game. They could just type whatever they wanted and not realise that, you know, there is a person at the other side of that account with it. She's a mother, she's trying her best, she's enjoying what she's doing, you know, broken. And I got on that bike the next day and I cycled 100 kilometres in 4 hours, 15 minutes, fueled by Red Bull. I think I had like 4 cans. Amazing. Yeah. I cried, like some of it I was like, can't believe it. No, I'm not that person. I was like, what am I doing?
Do you find that in life though, whenever you're about to go to this next level, we're challenged?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that pattern, you know, when something, even when I was literally coming onto this podcast, I was faced with something. And I was like, I see the pattern now. There's always going to be something that's trying to pull you back. So fair play to you, getting on the bike. And
so I did it. But then what came after the bike was completely different. That red light that I talk about with my faith journey was on. I was like, why is this happening to me? Why? And it just kept going and on and on. And I was like, oh. So then that affected me greatly, where I really just started to resent who was coming to my cabin. Are they a troll? Are they saying that? Yeah. Because some of the things that were said were very close to home. I was like, So that led me into a downward spiral of paranoia, and then I started to eat my feelings, literally. And I'd put on so much weight. I was very deeply unhappy. Now you would think online, she's always so happy. You would never think that behind that screen was a broken woman who just let everybody upset her so much that that's how I felt. And it got dark very quickly, very, very quickly, where I had all these crazy thoughts in my head, which I know now, you know, it is a very normal thing to feel, as long as you don't act on it, which is different. And then I have the most amazing friend, Maeve Madden. So Maeve is just
amazing.
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 She's amazing. Yeah, when I think about her, it's just like, oh, she was there, you know, and Johnny was there. Oh God, I'm getting upset. She got me through that because she was going through the same thing, and she's got this bulletproof attitude. Let me tell you, it is so refreshing. She's like, Queen, you don't have to worry about them. They're not on our level. And I was like, yes, give me this energy.
Yeah.
And like we talked about it, and then she started this queendom of Queens Don't Quit, and it was just amazing watching her do that over lockdown, and then this amazing community that she'd built. And then slowly but surely after lockdown, you know, I was going to wee bits and pieces again, and I was really loving my work. And biosculpture actually had a big part to play in the confidence building again, because they saw something raw and wanted to make it better, and knew that I had potential, and I was good with people and good with showing people how to do stuff. I'm a practical learner. I'm not a theory person. Don't ask me to do paperwork because that's not my thing. But I could tell you everything about nails, just don't ask me to write it down in an email. So they scooped me up with biosculpture, and with this amazing friend group that I had. Things started to change, but never went to church. This didn't come till last year. But I think too, now that I realise out of all of that, when I look back, if I only had Jesus in my life then, how different would that have been? I certainly would not have been lying in my bed. You know, I laugh about it now, like the things said.
But like you even talking about Maeve, she was the person that basically pulled you out of that. I think God will always send you someone exactly when you need them.
She is great faith, Maeve, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be any different. Our families are different growing up. Like, we are chalk and cheese. Her family, very different to my family, you know. But we have this amazing, beautiful friendship, which we built, I think it was 2017. So we've been friends for a very long time, talk to her all the time. And it's just such a lovely thing to have a group of friends like pull you through. You don't have to do things by yourself. There's also loads of support groups out there if anybody that is struggling. You should never feel alone, because it's just a chapter. Yeah, it's just a wee chapter that people go through, and they come out of it the other side. Because yes, the trolling was horrible, and it put me through that wee bit of emotional craziness, but that wasn't the darkest time in my life. The darkest time was when I actually had my son. You know,
postnatal depression.
Yeah. So that was only a chip off the old block, that trolling. You know, I'm fine with that now. I laugh at that now. The things that they said, I spend too much money in it. I'm like, yeah, I do. Great.
So I was going to ask you, how did you overcome that then, and how do you deal with that now?
Humor. You need to have a sense of humor. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you do.
You need to laugh at these things, because see, if you don't laugh and see the funny side of how ridiculous people are at times, that's why I could never be. They've asked me to be, you know, run for council. I couldn't listen.
Oh, you could?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
No, I couldn't run for council because I can't deal with people who have no common sense. I just can't listen to the nonsense and the complaining and the whinging, because I'm a go-getter. You know, I don't sit about anymore. I've been that person. She's gone. You know, this is like, I'm a completely different. I've done a 360, I really have. So when I think about that now, I actually just roar laughing at it. And Maeve, she's great humour too. We sit and laugh about stuff like that.
Would you still get a bit of hate online?
I don't know. I don't look for it.
Oh, you don't look?
No, I don't look for it. If I did get a little bit, and maybe once or twice a year, maybe it's something I've posted on my stories and somebody didn't but then I laugh and go, well, you follow me. You know, you've come into my space giving off. Really? And you've misinterpreted it wrong. I didn't give offence, you chose to take it. You know, you got to take these things with a pinch of salt. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's in your house. What matters is what pays your bills. I love my Instagram because I really thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I have such a laugh. I laugh at myself.
You do. I love it. I follow you. I love it.
We just laugh at ourselves. So when you're faced with this nonsense, just laugh. Just laugh at it, brush it off, laugh at it. It doesn't matter. Bulletproof yourself. You got to have this shield now. Nobody is allowed in here anymore. I don't allow it. I do not allow you to hurt me, because I've been there, done that, and I don't ever want to be that person. We're all about moving forward. What's done is done. I don't look back anymore. I never reflect on the things that have happened, because all that has got me to here. And without all that, I wouldn't be this person.
So what, you obviously have a really strong boundary now, and you don't allow these things to affect your peace. So for somebody who is struggling to build a boundary, what tips can you give them for that? What can they do? Who can they go to?
Well, you need to detach what's actually going on. You know, it's not just a simple case of like, oh, I'm going to better myself now. But what's actually the root of the problem? What's going on in your life? You know, are you around people that are making you feel like this? Is it financial worries? Is it overwhelmness of family life, kids? Are you not getting any free time? Is your house coming down with clutter that you can't get rid of? I always think if you have a really clean, not even a clean house, tidy, declutter your home. Are you maybe overweight and you want to get fit and you want to lose weight? Like, you have to detach what's going on before you can get better.
Yeah, you face it.
You face your fear. You've got to own up to it. You know, if it's losing weight, take a photograph of yourself. You know, yes, you might not look what you see, but say to yourself, that is the last time I'm going to look like that.
You would know Laura O'Neill.
Yeah, she messaged me this morning, actually.
Lovely. Good.
She's in our Sexy Bitches Club.
But but she is just, we done a Mindset Academy together, and she's a powerful woman. And like, she put a photo up quite recently because she'd had a few weeks off due to personal circumstances, and I thought, fair play to you, because that's difficult.
She's back.
But she's keeping herself accountable, and
she's
I thought,
back now.
That's what you need to do. Put yourself in the hook.
You also, like you said, you need to be accountable. You need to take responsibility too. We're not about the pity party. That gets you nowhere. Yes, I have been in the depths of despair, and I tell you, that is very difficult getting out of that, where you literally look out your window and see just blah. You don't see the beauty. You don't see the green on the trees. You don't hear the birds tweeting. You don't see that this life it can be amazing if you want it to be, but you're so overcome by sadness and you can't get out of it. Well, I know what that feels like. I do, and I can tell you, if you just took a minute and just started unwinding all these things that are upsetting you, and just wee baby steps, you will get there. Because I did it. I did it.
One time, really.
One wee day at a time. Stop worrying about yesterday. And tomorrow will look after itself. Just every day get up and go, thank you so much, God. You've given me this life. I'm going to make the most of this today. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, just you do you. Just try every day just to better yourself that wee bit. You know, that outside noise can be very deafening.
I think
turn the news off. It's all fake anyway. Turn it off. Put the music on.
As a Christian, though, I've started to do that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the distraction, the noise. I'm happy in my wee peaceful home
Me
in the
too.
countryside and just
Isn't it
doing
amazing?
my own wee thing. And it's like you say, you're getting up and you're appreciating the trees and the birds. And we sound cuckoo right now, but that's what it is. So true. It's such a peace.
It's having gratitude
Yeah.
when it is chaos outside.
Absolutely.
You know, just close your doors, turn your TV off. Don't listen to any of that. You know,
Put your Shania Twain on. Was it Shania on this morning?
Absolutely. Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
You know,
that's what it was.
Absolutely. Get a bit of Celine on. You just got to make things simple, and sometimes that's easier said than done. But people have to remember that all was me. Yeah. My life was mental.
I mean, we've all been there.
Everybody has. Everybody has, absolutely. So try and just strip it back, get help and support. And that's also not easy to do that, to admit, you know, I think I need a bit of help here. Yeah. You know, there's always somebody willing to help you. Always just reach out and ask. And maybe that will be a friend. Maybe that would be your minister or community worker. Or maybe, personally, what I think is just have a little prayer. Just pray. Just go, right, come on, I can't do this anymore. Give me a hand. That's what I did. You know, it got very overwhelming for me last year. I was trying to lose weight and I was all, I was like, oh, this is really difficult. You know, the kids and working and clients and working late and not getting to the gym and, scared. Yeah. So I stood in my cabin and I was reading the Bible. I've been reading my Bible every day and I don't know what came over me. I was like, right, help me out. I think I'm going to do this. It is like a door that is closed, right? And there's only one handle on one side and you're in control of that handle. And then the other side is Christ. So he's sitting waiting for you. You just have to open the door and let him in. So that's literally what I did. And then instantly, oh no, it is amazing. Oh, and then instantly I did cry. I was like, oh my goodness. I felt so overwhelmed. And then for anybody that's like unsure, we'll just look at, I'm just going to talk about me, my situation. Look at my life without Christ. Look at my life with Christ.
Yeah. And that was only last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, very young Christian. I'm only new. But how it makes me feel is peace, clarity. And I have a new group of friends now from the church. We call it our church family. I go to all their wee things and support our church family. But the peace, oh my goodness. I might not know every verse in the Bible. I might not, when somebody challenges me about Christ, I might not be able to give you the answer because sometimes I can't articulate things. I feel them. But I know it's an exciting journey for me personally. It's my own personal journey with Christ. And I make mistakes every day. Oh, and sometimes I feel so bad about those mistakes now, and I wouldn't have felt so bad about them before because I have a conscience.
Yeah.
I have a conscience now, you know. I fall pretty much every day, but I know I'm going to get someone to pick me up and be okay. It's that feeling you get in your gut. It's totally different. Totally different. You're at peace.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. MLAs and schools, you've been online with a bit of that at the moment. Tell us about that. What's happening?
Well, can you believe, right? So this all started in January and I was with a client and we were talking about the road at the school. And it was the very day she was in, this all kicked off. So it was raining really badly and the queue to get into the school was backed up the Castlewellan Road. And then all these cars coming behind me started overtaking on a double white line. And I'm like, hello? Cars coming out of the school with children in the car, met face on. Like, this is just ridiculous that those lorry drivers do not have the common sense or the patience to wait for mothers and children to get out of the school safely. So they caused that. So I got out of the car and I was like, it was like a woman possessed. I was like, what are you doing? And in the car that was met coming, like it was a massive big lorry.
Yeah.
This person in the car, obviously he was in the right lane. This person was not. I was like, don't you move, you stand your ground. Don't you reverse, he's in the wrong. So it caused chaos, didn't it? So we got all the snippets and I made a reel and it went viral. 2.6 million views.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, still there. I'm not taking it down.
Don't, no.
So then from that, it caught the attention of BBC, Stephen Nolan, our local newspaper. And I was like, oh.
What have you done?
Oh dear. I'm not taking a couple of days off again because look what happens. It can cause absolute chaos. But from that, you know, it has highlighted so many things to do with that gorgeous little school and I'm so passionate about it. Look where the playground is, right beside a 60-mile-per-hour road, denied a crash barrier. Denied a crash barrier. No, I'm not having that. I've had enough of this. My child played in that playground. You know, we want this school to thrive for years to come. We want parents to bring their children to Ballydown Primary School. It is a gorgeous country school with good morals, good Christian values. It's, you know, these times are changing. We need to hold on to these Christian values, and so I'm so passionate about that wee school, you know, and I am determined to see this through. And I got trolling actually on that video and I laughed at every one of them. I mean, how times have changed.
What was the trolling on that?
Oh, just men commenting about women drivers and all, walk to school and all this here, right? So they don't know the whole, it is a complex situation. So then I gathered the MLAs, didn't I? I was like, here, yoo-hoo, how can you say no to me? And they did, fair play to them. They come up trumps. We had a meeting with the school.
It was just last week, was it?
So this was in start of February. This original meeting, we had Carla Lockhart, we had Owen Tennyson, and Dan Forsyth, and we couldn't get anybody from Sinn Féin because it was so last minute. I mean, and this was like 24 hours. We had people in the school, outlined the situation, and then that was fine. Then it was on Stephen Nolan. Now he challenged me, he did, but I was ready for him, and he was great. I have to say, he was real good support. And then BBC did an article there, it came out last week, and it was in the Banbridge Chronicle, and Alison was amazing. They're all so supportive, have to say, because they all know it's so ridiculous, isn't it? So we've no parking facilities, we need that crash barrier, and that road needs to reduce in speed. Like, it's just so insane to me how the Education Authority and the DFI do not see, they're all about criteria. I'm like, you and
60 past the road.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And all that is separating the road to the P1 and P2 playground is a chicken wired fence. Can you imagine?
No.
Yeah. And we get, criteria. I'm like, I do not want to hear that word again. Stop saying that to me, because you're basing criteria on a child's life. Please have a bit of sense.
What needs to happen for them to take action?
Well, the imaginable, unimaginable, needs to happen.
Yeah.
Before, and there's been that many accidents on the road. So we're still fighting this. I have a piece of content to go out for that. And then hopefully there's another meeting with the Education Authority, which all the MLAs have been so supportive. They're going to chase that up. So it's not over yet. Honestly, I mean this. If I have to use my whole Instagram for this, I will. Because those are children you're talking about. Wee children. Innocent kids playing in a playground. And we've all seen the adverts on TV, and even what happened in England last year with the lady losing consciousness and straight in last day of term. The little child, that was just horrendous. I can't imagine it. Like, we need to protect the kids at all cost.
No, it's great that you're doing that.
Yeah.
And obviously the support's behind you as
Yeah,
a
it's
community.
amazing. And people
it's
give
lovely
off
to
about
see.
MLAs, and I get that, right? But I can't say anything about that, because they've all been very supportive. They can't do anything. It's not actually them. It's actually goes beyond them, which I always thought was, why can't the MLAs do something about this? And I've learnt there that it's actually not them. They can drive it and push it. But the EA and the DFI have the final say and stuff, which is so annoying. It is annoying.
No, pray that goes in your favour. So
100%.
Yeah. So you were talking briefly about your Christianity and how you came to it last year. So can we talk a bit more about that?
Yes. So in my testimony in Mackerally, I go to Mackerally Church of Ireland. Karen is our minister, and I have these two amazing clients, Karen and Caroline, and they're sisters, and they always come together. They've been coming years, and they're normally my last clients at Christmas. We get the Prosecco, and they're great people, really lovely people. And they said they're always talking about Mackerally and how amazing. It's like the Vicar of Dibley, the little church on the hill. It is so sweet. I said, right, okay. I kept it in the back of my mind that they go here, and something that I think I would really like. So I talk about a green light and a red light, but all throughout my life, my red light has been on. And at the start of my testimony, which wasn't recorded, I talk about my father. And my father served in the Irish Guards, and I was an army brat. And all throughout my life, we travelled and lived in Kenya and London, lived in Chelsea. Yeah, I had a great, I have to say, we had a fantastic childhood. And I went to boarding school at Methody, lived with my granny. And he gave us everything, He was a really amazing, my dad is the most amazing man, full of stories, and loves his family, and great work ethic, and really hard. He's a real staunch man, no nonsense policy. And he was doing a parachute jump the day I was born. And it was his final parachute jump to complete his 8 jumps that he had to do, 8 descents. And there was a wee green and red light flickering on the aircraft. And then when it's red, you don't jump. And when it's green, you do jump. So it was really terrible conditions. And it just went green. And he was the penultimate person to jump. And he just jumped. And then it turned red really quickly. So they got down to ground. And the parachute, the guy said, you shouldn't have jumped. And Dad's ranking was a little higher than this man. And there was a good load of them. And he said, listen, that was a green light. We've passed. Yeah. So needless to say, did pass. Yeah. And he was in a car driving to the airport to get to, I was born in Munster, Germany. My mum's German. Went to Heathrow, got a flight to Dusseldorf. I didn't see me being born, but he did make it on time. He made it on time, but the green light was on for that. So I talk about my Christianity, green light and a red light. So all throughout my childhood, we'd gone to church and Sunday school, but my green light was never on. I didn't really understand it all, And then all throughout my teens, I was wild. I was so naughty. So I was a wee shit. I drove my parents bonkers, you know. And then I boarded at Methody, which was an experience. I did enjoy it to an extent, but there was a lot of bad memories there too. And then my 20s was just so much fun, but never had a green light on. And it was only really until last summer where my algorithm was changing on my social media, and I'd start to see a lot of Christian videos. I'm like, this is very strange.
It's
like
huge at the moment, isn't
massive. And I started watching them, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely not coincidence, because nothing I believe is coincidence. It's always meant to happen for whatever reason. I don't believe in coincidences. And then I was really intrigued about this, and how it was affecting me. Watching this was quite a nice feeling. And then, and I know everybody has an opinion about Charlie Kirk, but when he was assassinated, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Was it because of truth? Is it because of truth? Like, what is the truth? So then I started going to church, and I quickly found out what the truth was. And now, you know, when I look at things now, even like in my house, I had these crystals. They were thrown out. Bye. You know, and I don't want to discourage anybody that is very spiritual. It's amazing to have some sort of comfort in anything, but they went first.
Yeah, and that's a new age thing, and there's a lot of that at the moment. But I think definitely you will come away from that.
Yes, I also had a Buddha ornament in my garden. It got thrown out
Smashed.
too. Bye. And then I started really understanding what it was all about. And it just is an eye-opener, isn't it? So with all the wars, and we'll not dive too much into that, just with things that we're seeing, you know, like people transgender and all of that craziness, I'm like, oh wow. And then what I watched on the news, and I'm thinking, you know, and I don't want to be political or anything like this on the podcast, but I had my eyes open and like even when Christian marches were banned, I was like, that's not on.
It's division.
Division.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes, you know, we know Jesus is going to come back. So I would find myself in the car being like, when? Like, where are you? I need you now. Like, when are you coming back? Any chance? Look what's going on. You know, and then there's just been so many things recently where I have been really praying for something to happen, you know, and quietly just being like, come on, where are you? I need you to come back now and give us a hand with all this, because this world is absolutely nuts. And that's why I don't watch the news anymore. I don't. Yeah. Because it's really affecting my mental health.
And I think that's, as a Christian, there's a lot going on in the world, but we're waiting for that day, and that's, you know, there's no fear in that.
I have no fear about anything now. It is, because you shouldn't have fear. You know, I don't get the anxiety like I used to. I don't worry about stupid stuff. When I watch the news and I see that, I do not worry about any of that. And I know what's coming down the track. I see it coming. And me and my dad have really in-depth conversations about what's happening in our country. Yeah. Like even with those protests with the farmers, and I am fully supportive of that. But that's a deeper rooted problem. Yeah. That's our food. We have a problem there, and I'm all into my health and my fitness. I don't want to be eating food that is imported and pumped through chemicals from another country. So we need to stand firm and support really hard-working people like those farmers, and realize that your eggs and your milk and your meat comes from hard-working people that get up at like 4 a.m. Local, because we're being overrun by things outside of our control, and we need to keep something, because we have a great culture in Northern Ireland. We might be divided with different religions, but our wee culture in Northern Ireland is like no other, and we do need to protect that. It's a lovely place to live. I go to the North Coast most weekends, and I look at the beauty and the sea and the calmness and the stillness, and I'm like, I hope this never changes for my daughter and my children's sake, because it's magical. Yeah, you know.
So you mentioned like religion. What would you say to somebody who doesn't really understand, or they're maybe like you, seeing all their stuff on their For You page and they're wondering, but thinking it's a religion thing, you have to go to this church, you have to go to, and it's not. So what's your take on that? If somebody thinks it's just religion.
It's not religion, because religion can be fake.
Yeah.
You get all these fake people in these churches that are holier than holy, but probably are the worst kind of people. And that puts a lot of people off wanting to come to Christ. But I just remember that it's your personal journey with Christ. We all fall, we all make mistakes. But like I said at the start, it's your relationship with God matters the most.
That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah.
It is. It's a relationship.
It's a relationship.
Nothing else matters.
And stop worrying about all these fake people. It doesn't matter. If they want to be corrupt in a church and stand up there every Sunday, but knowing damn well they're the worst kind of people. You only have, I'll not even mention some of these pretend Christians that we've seen in the news recently, but I think grace, have a bit of patience.
Yeah.
Know that you have the grace of God to save you if you fall. Stop worrying about everybody else. Pick a community that uplifts you.
Yeah.
So if you're going to a worship, make sure it uplifts you and you learn.
Find your place.
Find your place. I love listening to the sermons. Like, that's my favourite part of the service. So I'm like, right, shh.
Yeah.
Holly, Sunday school, I'm listening.
Yeah.
And Karen will start our service and I'm like, oh wow. So I actually like going to my friends' places of worship too. So my friend Cherith, devoted Christian, her and her husband Richard preaches as well. She invited me to a gospel hall. I went along, loved it.
Yeah.
My friend Kelly, she's my fitness PT instructor. She's a Roman Catholic. Went to mass with her, loved it.
Loved it. Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
And that's it. Just find where you're comfortable and where you feel that presence, I think.
But there's just something about Macarelli. I'll go to all those things with you, right? Because we all worship together and it is a lovely feeling. But the Holy Spirit is there when I'm at Macarelli. Or like if I'm doing random stuff, like if I'm up a mountain somewhere, or if I'm in the gym, or if I'm thinking about something. It doesn't have to be in church.
Yeah.
It can be wherever. If you're just really thinking, or you could be reading your Bible and it just comes over you and you're like, oh, I feel really comforted by that.
It's a presence.
Yeah, it is a presence and it's really lovely to have that. People probably think this is nuts.
I know.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's what it is. And I think like Jesus, he was the church. He walked about and he picked ordinary people and says, come on, follow me. Like that's what you need to focus on. Not all these things and who's going where and what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to wear. Like it's not about that. So I think it's huge at the minute. It's all over probably because I love it and I watch it, but it's like you say, it's coming up in the For You pages and it's...
Yeah, and you wonder why.
There's more people talking about it, but
why
it's
is it
that
coming
division. Up? I think this is where it's going. You're either for it or you're not.
Absolutely. And the most amazing thing about Christianity is that you have a choice. And we're not about preaching, we're about teaching. And I don't want to ram it down your throat because that's the worst thing you could do. And I'm sure Jesus would not want me doing that, putting pressure on people when they're not ready. Like I came to it by myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't some big epiphany or anything like that. I just quietly came to it myself and the penny dropped and I realized this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
This is my salvation here. Like, where do I go when I die? Where do you go when you die? Do you ever think about that? I'm like, I never thought about that before. Like, why are all these things happening in the world? Like, there has to be something. I feel it. I know there is. He's everywhere you go. He's in, he's out for a walk with you. He's in the argument with your husband with you. He's always there protecting you. And that's the beauty about it. Like, you're never alone anymore.
I love that.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Tell me about your confirmation.
Yeah, so the confirmation was something I really wanted to do. So I've been going to Macarelli now for a while, and Karen invited me up. So this is how it happened. I quite like traditional. I'm a traditional girl, right?
Me too.
I like things done right, and I'm all about the meaning behind everything.
Yeah.
So when everybody was going up for confirmation at Macarelli, that is a miracle she's performing up there, you know, with the wine and it's proper bread, by the way, fluffy bread. Love that. I love Karen though. She loves all that too. She's really
Get
sweet.
the good bread.
She gets the good bread. And she is performing a miracle up there on that table. And when she gives you that bread, like what does that mean to you? Do you know, you're actually
Body of Christ.
that is the body of Christ. And then you think about the sacrifice he made for you. Like that makes me really emotional.
Yeah.
And especially all over Easter there. I was like watching a video on Easter Sunday and I was like, oh, can you imagine? Like, can you imagine being a sin-free person, being nailed to a cross, putting those spikes through your hand and everybody laughing at you and your mother watching you and knowing your destiny was to save you from your sin? Like, there's no greater gift. No, there's not. What a blessing that is for you to know that somebody did that for you and they don't, you know, I owe him so much. You know, that's why I feel bad when you do bad things. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, you did that for me. So that's why it was really important for me to be confirmed. And my dad is a devout Christian. My dad has actually built a church in his house in the garden. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, we'll talk about that another time. But it is amazing. It is like a wee fort under the ground. It's class. Yeah, it's so special. And he was like, oh, you got to do it, Ingrid. You'll feel amazing. So Karen invited me up. And I said, no, I'm going to wait till I'm confirmed. She goes, no, I want you to come up to do this just one time. I says, right, okay. So I took the bread and the wine, knowing that I'm not confirmed. Oh, but it felt right. Yeah. It did feel good. And when I took that, it was proper wine, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, we do things right.
Oh, we get baby now.
It just warmed my throat. Like I've never experienced that before. Like I could just feel it moving down. It was really strange. And then I took the bread and went back and I sat in my seat and I was really quiet. I never spoke. We call it the great silence in our church. And then I was like, like it did. I was like, wow, that was amazing.
Felt the presence.
I felt it. And then I was like, oh, that's definitely something I'm going to do now. I want to commit to this properly. And I want to commit to this church family. And I absolutely love it here. So I haven't taken communion yet. I have been confirmed.
Yeah.
But I have not taken communion yet. So my last blessing was on Easter Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And as Karen stood in front of me and I was like, cross your arms. I said to her, this is the last one, Karen. And she went, oh, yeah. And she put her hand on my head and she gave me a little blessing. And that also, that gets you like, oh, because she's like really means what she says to you. Like, that's beautiful. And she's getting to know me now, you know, because I'm there, I hardly miss. And when she puts your hand on the head, it almost is like Christ is like through Christ. Yeah. And you feel that presence. So that was a really lovely morning and the sun had just come up and then that evening I was confirmed and the bishop put his hand on my head and he said, you know, he doesn't know me and he said, are you something to do with publishing? I'm getting this sense that you're in publishing or, you know, a presence, a public person. I was like, oh, he's reading my fortune. This is mental. And then he said, well, Lord, if this woman, you know, what did he say? Place the ink in her hand and may her tongue become her pen. That's what he said. So use your platform. For an already writer. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy. That is crazy.
God is going to use you in big ways.
He already is. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That is what he said. That's what he meant. So I sat down in the seat and I went, my hands and all were sweating. I was like, oh my goodness.
What's happening?
So I know the next time I take Holy Communion properly, it is going to be super, super amazing. Yeah. So I can't wait. So
got you a little gift. Ellen, would you pass that over? It's wrapped in the tissue. Just because we're talking about it, I might as well give you something.
I'm not going to lie, I love wee presents.
Do you? Well, there's more, but...
No way.
you talking about your dad a lot, and it's so nice.
I have no waterproof mascara on. Oh, that is so. And we're holding hands, like he's my best friend.
And I feel it, like I feel the compassion, and when people are in this journey, and it's you go to church, and this is what you get from people. You're surrounded by
oh my goodness,
the best people.
That is the most gorgeous gift. Thank you.
So welcome.
It's very special. And he's got his little pin on, and the colour of his tie is meant to be the seasonal colour for the Church of Ireland. We meant to be lemon. And did you know, like lemon, especially yellow roses, is friendship. So if you give somebody yellow roses, it's for friendships. And then this dress is my mother-in-law's dress. So she doesn't have any daughters. So when we were going, it is very special. It was a wee Karen Millen dress. And then the necklace here, my dad actually gifted me that little necklace. It's an Ethiopian cross. And our minister worked in Ethiopia for 22 years. So when she saw that, she couldn't believe it. But he's very, very smart. I've never met anybody like him.
But you know what? I'm glad you talk about him being Christian, because I think bring a child up. There's a verse in the Bible about it. Bring a child up in the way they should go, and surely they will return.
Yeah.
And you're living proof, and I'm living proof, and I think it's so important for us to bring our children into this, because even if they find their own path and they don't, they will come back someday, and I think that's
they'll go away and they'll make mistakes. Like I make mistakes every day, and then they'll realise the truth. The Lord Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And if you want a life with God, and you want to better yourself, and you want to walk with Him and change your life and anything that you do, then you just have to ask. It might not be given to you straight away. Like, we're not talking about winning the lottery here. Like, come on, Jesus, pull it out of the bag.
It's challenging.
Yeah, give me them 6 numbers for this weekend's lotto.
It's not going to work like that. And the decisions, and it's hard work, but it's so
But you've
rewarding.
won the lottery when you come to Christ. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
All these other things don't matter. If you can pay your bills and just live life every day and not worry about tomorrow, and help, and I don't read the Bible every day. I have to admit that. Sometimes it's harder, but I think about it every day, every single day. And me and my dad, every time I talk to him, we talk about religion. We talk about Christ. We talk about, the basic things like the 10 Commandments, morals, Christian values. What makes you a better person. And you don't have to be a Christian to have good morals and be a kind person. But I just feel like my life is totally different with Christ than it was without Him. And I just honestly one thing I do regret is not doing this sooner, not realising sooner, and waking up to it sooner. Because once you wake up, your eyes are open. You flip me. You see things that bother you now that didn't bother you before. Even just how people are. There's nothing as odd as folk.
Yeah,
just stay away.
Discernment, but I've felt that a lot now. I know who I want to be around and who I don't, and I'm very careful about protecting that piece because
your boundaries are up. And I love people. I'm a people person. Always was happy. I love people, and I deal with a lot of people in the cabin. And trust me, some of these are all different personalities. I just gel with everybody. Pardon the pun. I gel with them all. But you have your people. I have a very small friendship group, and if you want in that wee friendship group, you good luck to
God loves a trier.
God loves a trier. Yeah, exactly.
But it is, and that's definitely, your groups get smaller, and I think when you're going for advice, like I go to the Bible now. If I have an issue or a challenge, I'm like, right, what's
it is
the
all
word
there.
say?
Like
it's a guide for your life.
It is all there. You just need to seek it, and no judgment either. Like I find that people are so judgy. Even non-Christians are judgy towards Christians. Christians are judgy towards non-Christians. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I try my best not to gossip, not to judge. I feel like all of that is just all white noise again. It just robs you of peace. Just focus on you and your relationship with Christ, and I'm telling you, you'll have the best. You'll have the best experience. Now I know I'm not naive. I know coming down the track, there's gonna be things that are. We talked about this the other day. There's gonna be things that are gonna
challenge you.
And I spoke to my minister about other things one time, and she said, you can act on them. You can act on these if you want to. You have that free will to do that.
Yeah.
Well, knowing it's right and wrong is also helpful.
Yeah.
You know, but we're not going to get it right every time. And there's going to be complete trauma that's coming my way too. You know, with family members maybe.
You will be tested. Yeah.
Family members maybe passing away, you know, down the line, these things they are going to happen to me. But I think you need to trust in God a bit more. You need to trust in Him, you know. And you said this to me the other day, you know, just trust Him, Ingrid. He's, you know, you're going to get these in your life. But maybe He's also trying to test your loyalty to Him as well.
Test your faith.
Test your faith. So it is definitely the most amazing journey so far. And if somebody listening to this is unsure or but they know it's in here, you know it's in there somewhere, you can feel it. It's not like you don't have any feeling.
It's
a little knock.
Feeling.
And remember the door handle, you're the only one that can open it on that side. And as soon as you just let Him in, that's when your life begins. I think so anyway. Well, it did for me.
I love that. And it's like you say, we're not trying to push anything. I love having these conversations because it's what I'm passionate about. But I mean, I just love to raise the awareness, you know, and let people truly see what it is and what it's not. And that's the conversations are helping that. So
yeah,
you know, it's nice to hear your journey in that as well. So that's an amazing note to finish on. So just really quickly, what we finish on is a quick round for a bit of fun. It's just give me the answer, don't think about it.
That's one thing I'm not well, sometimes I overthink, but I'm an impulsive person.
Oh, love it.
I am impulsive. I'm like, I need, Ingrid, do you want to, do that. No bother. I don't think about stuff. I just, and why did I do that?
But that's good. That serves you well. Being an action taker and saying yes and then be like, why did I say yes?
Yeah, I'm very impulsive.
Aye, so that's good. I think as a business owner, that's great for your business. But quick round. So, because you do nails, hands or toes?
Hands.
Gym gear or Sunday best?
Oh, gym gear.
Ski or row?
Row.
Crisp or chocolate? Come on.
Time of the month chocolate, but any other time crisps.
Cat or dog?
A cat.
Trainers or heels?
Trainers.
Johnny or Jesus?
Jesus first, sorry Johnny. That is the order. It is.
Like that's a tough one, Johnny or Jesus. No.
2 JJs.
Thank you so much. It's been a great conversation and it's been great having you on, and I appreciate you taking the time because I know you're a busy woman out in the roads protesting and all
I'm going to get my high vis on next.
No,
this doesn't change. Going to get a group of mummies. We're going to get the high vis on, and that if I have to hold a 20 mile per hour sign, I'm going to do it.
Oh dear. No,
Well, thank you so much.